And before we start, is it okay if I use this video for educational purposes
Yes.
on the internet? Cool. Now keep telling me about your childhood.
See, as young men, we had cattle. We had 250 head of cattle, and in South Dakota you have to feed them all winter long. So we made hay in the summertime and alfalfa, and the alfalfa is what I think sent both myself and my two brothers with back problems. And we would go into the field. We baled the hay, and then we go pick it up by hand. Now these bales weighed 125 pounds apiece. And we were 13, 14, 15 years old. Then we take them home and make haystacks out of them. Take them off the wagon and maybe make a haystack 20 feet high, 20 feet wide. That, well, our father would, in the wintertime when we were in school, that's how he fed the cattle. After we moved off the farm, I went to college, and I worked in the small town near the farm where we lived, because my parents had moved off, my older brother moved on, and I worked at a creamery. A creamery out there, the farmers that milked cows would bring their cream in cans, in 10-gallon cream cans. And we would unload them and carry them one in each hand to the churns. We'd dump them into the butter churns and make the butter, and then when the butter was done, we'd get clean up to here, and we'd take the butter out by hand and put it on carts, and then we'd take it and make it into 1 pound. But then after I got out of college, I bought a business right near the hometown where I was living, and I moved buildings, physically moved buildings. We moved houses, we moved granaries, we moved schoolhouses, we moved everything. This was extremely heavy work. And I suffered with back problems. Then we moved down here 60 years ago, and I started a business down here. Been in business ever since we moved here. I'm retired now. My son runs the business. And I've gone to chiropractors for years, and the chiropractor that I frequented the most back, I don't know, 6-8 years ago, said, "I can't help you anymore." He says, "I can't do anything for you anymore." So he sent me to a doctor up in St. Cloud, and they did the injection. They'd take your blood out and they'd do something to it, and then they would re-inject it. Well, I went to him for quite a while, but I got no relief. And then we ran across Inspired Spine. I think it was on the internet. And then I made an appointment and set up the surgery, and I still have one area that bothers me, and that's why I'm in here. He wants to try something. I forget, it's in the corner side, whatever it is.
SI joint?
Pardon?
Is it your SI joint?
Well, it's on both sides of the spine. And he wants to inject it first to see if it's going to work. But other than that, that's the only problem I had. I can sleep, there's a lot of things I can do that I couldn't do before.
What are some things that you couldn't do before?
Oh, there's lots of things I couldn't do before. I couldn't do any heavy lifting anymore. I had a lot of trouble sleeping, getting up, getting down. There were a lot of restrictions, and 90% of it involved pain.
Of course.
So I don't have the pain, and the only pain I've got is that one area that they're going to look at now.
Good.
That's whatever they call it.
Do you remember how you felt when you woke up from surgery?
No.
No, good. Do you remember?
I just know I have no pain.
Good.
That's what a lot of people, because we've lived here 60 years and I know a lot of people, and I've known a lot of people for years, and they all know that I had back problems. And many times now they'll come up to me and because they know that I've had the surgery, and they say, "How are you doing?" "Fine." So,
Do you know anyone who's had open back surgery before?
no.
Good.
No.
I know. I feel like a lot of people get medically traumatized from other people's open back surgery because it's such a hard recovery.
No, I never even considered that. I found out about this and tried it and satisfied, so.
Awesome. That's what we like to hear. Is there anything that you want to tell people who are probably watching your video feeling anxious about their own procedure?
I can honestly say there was nothing that ever I was concerned about with the procedure, because it's not open back. It's just like the new heart surgeries that they're doing now. They're much, much less than they have been in the past.
Yeah, technology is advancing